They need a month honoring men that's into women. We need a flag too. God damn it. Man, there's so many beautiful women on this planet. God bless the bad bitches. Bad bitches need love too because they not loved properly. They got hearts. Bad bitches need love too because they not loved properly. That's where I come into play. That's why, like, every time, I don't know, bro. Like, every time I go to I haven't been in a long time, but, like, when I go to the strip clubs, the strippers gravitate towards me because of my energy. And, like, a lot of strippers don't really want to be there, but they're there to pay their rent and to pay their tuition and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a crazy light. That's why I'm like, bad bitches need love, too. You feel me? They looking for love in the wrong places. A lot of them probably didn't have a dad in their life. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of them probably was never introduced to Christ. Now, I'm not saying Christ the solution, but damn it, you feel me? Christ filled a lot of void for a lot of sisters. I know Christ did for my mama. You know what I mean? Christ filled the void for a lot of women. What up, cuzzo? I'm sitting on here talking about how, like, when I be going to the strip clubs, all the strippers be gravitating toward me because my energy pure. But I ain't been in a minute. You feel me? But nah, for real though, like, the reason why I came on here is I have to talk about this. Like, I really just need a vent to Instagram real quick. You know what I'm saying? To my Instagram audience. The problem that I'm having, like, in this industry is two things. Number one, like, I've been trying to put our people on game for, like, how to get money. Like, not necessarily get money, but be in position. It's not about the money. It's about more so being in position. And it's about the equity and the transparency and strategy. So I've been trying to get, you know, when I say my people, I'm specifically like, because, like, when I would say my people to, like, a foreigner, they don't understand what I'm saying. And it's more so, like, specifically, when I say my people, I'm talking about my family. I'm talking about the people who come from where I come from. So it's really more so nationality. From a nationality perspective, though, like, people, that's why I'm so big on nationality, you know, because I'm in transportation and a lot of our freight comes out of the Carolinas. But the companies that manage and get these contracts, they're not the people. These companies are foreign companies. Literally, it'd be people from overseas that's running freight here in North America, and it'd be on your block in your hood. We claiming these blocks, we claim these territories, but if you go to the local warehouse, you know what I'm saying, that's ran by probably somebody in Germany or somebody in China. Not only is it ran, but it's owned by, you feel what I'm saying? And so what happens is, like, this is how the game works. When a new warehouse is being built in an area, you know what I'm saying, like that one right there by St. Peter's. Before that joint was built off of Old Lexington Road, they already had a contract with the freight broker that they was going to work with when they got established. They already had their contracts with their customers who's going to purchase from them. You feel what I'm saying? They already had their schedules. You know, it's called a future contract. And so that's the position that we, like, moving into the future, that we have to be in. Shout out to the brother Johnny. He had shared on his page the other day about all these jobs that are being lost to AI, right? And like my industry was on there, like phone companies, because that's really, majority of the work that I do is over the phone, which I'm already communicating with AI bots over the phone. They're able to receive what I'm saying and break it down. I forget whatever the code is for that, and we got it. We got a system. You feel what I'm saying? This is what we do, and like it's so much opportunity. Like you can't compete. You know what I'm saying? Like who you competing with? It's so much. Like, bro, you can work with. It could be a small warehouse in New Hampshire somewhere that's looking for somebody like you. You feel what I'm saying? And you could really develop your own market. And what was the brokers, they come in and they get their rate for let's do this. The brokers, they come in and they get their rate for what they want to pay the load, you know what I'm saying? And they working directly with the shipper, and they get their price. We just gonna throw a price out there. Okay, we're gonna make up a lane real quick. We're gonna say, since we said New Hampshire, I don't know no cities in New Hampshire, but I think that let's see, Concord. We're gonna say Concord, New Hampshire, to Port St. Lucie, Florida. All right. Say they like, man, on their ticket, on they purchase order, they got 4,500 for shipping. You feel what I'm saying? That's the equity that's there. And this is where the Freedom of Information Act comes into play, right? But like, say if they paying 4,500, and they really like the brokers you have to have a broker in motion, because with it's a insurance measure. Because if they're working directly with one small trucking company like how we got, if our truck break down, it ain't no guarantee that load gonna get there. So they have brokers who can work with multiple small companies and have a fleet of trucks themselves that can guarantee that freight. That's called surety. So brokers have surety. You have to have surety, right? That's going to guarantee that freight to get there, and that's going to also guarantee that that you can pay the drivers. Drivers have to get paid. They have to. The carriers have to get paid. So what happens is, like my issue is, I've been trying to get. I try to avoid saying black people because that's such a broad term, right? You know what I mean? And I'm being specific. So I'm gonna be more specific. It's a book. I just get the book right. Man, I said I was gonna stop doing lives, man, but I got light, so I appreciate these lives because this is light. So we talking about the American Indians in North Carolina. Specifically, this signed by the author, B. This is signed by the author. The American Indians in North Carolina. Montgomery County. Look at that mountain right there. This is a good book, by the way, too. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get. It's a rare book. But, yeah, man. So the American Indians in North Carolina give me the hardest time because we got egos, and it's like they really be like, I guess I'm going to say the ego, they block their blessing, they block opportunity, and it's like, it's hard finding like genuine people. You feel what I'm saying? Genuine people. Like I was saying, like pure people. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody always got hidden agendas. I don't come with none of that. Like, it's no hidden agendas with me. I'm not secretly trying to take nothing from nobody. Not secretly trying to get over on nobody. That's That comes from being a true leader. You know what I'm saying? And when you pure like that, it turns a lot of people against you because they just be trying to find something. It's like, it's like with politics. You could be a great candidate, but they going to try to find something. They going to dig in your files. They going to try to find something to belittle you. And that's what happened with the social engineering with our people, specifically our men. You know what I'm saying? Like from Bill Cosby to Diddy, man. You know what I mean? And Brother Polite. And Brother Polite is the one that was talking about social engineering. You know what I mean? And so like they don't want to see, and what they're trying to do now is they trying to feminize the man. They trying to feminize the man. They're telling men, their society is telling men that it's okay to be a woman, but you cannot be a woman without a womb. The word woman, the root of it is womb. You know what I'm saying? So like the creator, Allah, called you to be, Allah willed it for you to be the sex that you are. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to own up to that. It's some things is not like, though we have free will, like it's certain things that you just can't argue with the creator about. And that should be one of them, man. Like, for real. That's why I'm like, they need a month to honor men and women. That's literally what our seal, you know what I'm saying, our seal represent, man. For real, on some real shit. But going back to what I was saying, like when you pure, it's gonna be like, for me, a lot of people don't like me because of what other people have told them about me. You know what I'm saying? Like they had, like the people who don't like me because of indirectly what somebody else told them, have never sat with me, have never talked to me directly. You know what I mean? It's only the people who I have the most respect for is like, despite our differences, they can sit down with me and we talk it out. You feel what I'm saying? But see, what the American Indians in North Carolina would do is like, they find reasons not to like you and then they distance themselves. That's what happens in our families. That's what's happened just in, our social groups. They find reasons not to like you and they hurting themselves because, okay, going back to that low, paying $4,500. Here's what happens. So by us not liking each other, and I kind of spoke on this yesterday when I was talking about the Catawba and the Cherokee popping off with each other. All right. So that was in the 1600s. Literally, look up the wars between the Cherokee and the Catawba. You feel me? We was popping off. And see, now we don't even know that we have this heritage, 400 years later, but we still at war with each other. Majority of the murders on the street come from people that look like us. It's us against us. That's what it was like back then. You feel me? Like, it's sick. It's so sick. It's sick as hell how we turning, like we literally going against our own, the people that we need working for us. We taking them out. And that's like these, like how Trump was saying about how the birthright citizenship, these foreigners coming in here and claiming that, but that was really meant for the descendants of slaves. What did J.E. Lex say? He was like, the sons of slaves, I started off as a peasant, but now I'm like Solomon building my temple in the desert. Man, subhanallah. So yeah, man. I pray that, we're going to come out with more training webinars about how to become a broker because, okay, going back to that scenario, 4,500, right? So what happens is these foreigners will come and get that 45 and then they'll sell it back to the carriers, right, like us, for like 1,800. You know what I'm saying? And they pocket in that other, they're like, man, all we got is 1,800 in it. And then they cop in that other Let me say $2,000. So they copping that other 2,700 for they sell. You feel me? Now, if it was us, and see, the thing is, like, with the Freedom of Information Act, you supposed to know what that original bill is. You can request that original purchase order. You feel me? And a lot of the stuff, a lot of the freight that we ship is like fresh off the port, fresh coming from Belize, fresh coming from Guatemala, fresh coming from Malaysia, fresh coming from England, fresh coming from all over, bro. You know what I'm saying? Morocco. Like, you just never know what the commodity is. And like Florida got a lot of port cities, so you know they already have these bills paid for, so the budgets is there. These shippers can pay it. They already got paid for it. So that's where again, if we band it together, we could, come together. And I hate that. It's so cliche. Coming together sounds so cliche, for real. But like, we can work as a collective, like as a union, right? It's like a union. So where we can demand the equity that we want. We can be transparent with the carriers. The carriers, like that, we like the Vikings. You know what I mean? We like the Viking, like the Norsemen. That's who we work with. It's a tribe, trucking tribe, man, for real. And they getting undercut. Like, that's who I represent. When I say I represent my people, I'm specifically talking about the truckers first. And I've been doing it for a long time. And I talk about how it's work of diplomacy, diplomat. You know what I mean? You are a diplomat. You feel me? And like, people talk about they status correction. Really, the status correction starts with the Department of Transportation, because these are Indian roads. They're Indian roads. Do you get the point? These are Indian roads. So you have, as an American Indian in North Carolina, you have pedigree. You have pedigree. But we are giving up our birthrights by being ignorant, is the point I'm making. And then we get mad. It's the same difference with the Department of Education. We doing the same shit. Like I said on the live yesterday, we have to be the ones to, if they're not teaching quote unquote African American history, we have to be the ones to teach American and African history. How about that? And bringing that together, right? And bridging the gaps and talking about where is it at? Where my shit at? Dang, I got book references for days, bro. It's not AI. Like, I don't have to ask AI. I do not have to ask AI. I don't have, man, this is a good one right here. I gotta dive into this one right here. Talking about the contemporary time period of Nebuchadnezzar and Ramses II. It's a good one right there, boy. I got some heavy hitters, boy. This is a good one. That's a good one. But let me see. And then even that with Ramses II, he was involved with transportation. Why was he involved with transportation? Because he had Ramses II is who arced the Suez Canal. Was he not? Was he not? Oh my God. African American. 2 different continents. 2 different continents. This Ivan Van Sertima. This man was born on my birthday, the year my grandma was born, 1935. Ivan Van Sertima. They came before Columbus. Alkaline Bookstore, November 1st, 2020 is when I got that. So when you get these books, get them from your own people. Like, bro, like our people that sell books should be the wealthiest people in the country. We need to be. That's how you stimulate the economy. Y'all go pay to watch Beyonce and not have no books in your house. Like, imagine if you put $200 or the money that you put into a Beyonce concert into books, and you got them from our own people. It's like 10. We got like 10 prominent bookstores in the country. Alkebulan is one of them. Madu Bookstore is one of them. Both of those books shelve my books. Charlotte has has the Comedic Science Institute, 1001 East W.T. Harris Boulevard. 28. I don't know the zip code, bro. Come on. But then you got another good one is Chicago. Chicago, shout out to Sabir, he put me on to this one, is the Underground Bookstore. And I got this book, plus a couple other ones. It's another good one if you want. They not teaching African American history. We will. You feel me? We will. You feel me? This came from Chicago on my birthday. I got that joint on my birthday. That come from the Underground Bookstore, Chi-Town. Shout out to Ye. Shout out Free Dirt, man. Free Dirt. Free the real. Free Mirsky. You know what I'm saying? Man, free Big Hit. Free DD. You know what I'm saying? Free all them niggas, you know what I mean? In them cages right now, man. All the niggas that's innocent. You know what I mean? Free all the niggas that never had the right to be heard, or who was denied their right to be heard. You know what I mean? Where they got the habeas corpus, and that they can have a proper trial in a proper venue. You know what I mean? Amongst their peers, dog. Amongst their peers. Anybody that's just fighting, you know, that's in the court system, free all the niggas that's on child support. You know what I mean? Y'all baby, these BMs is trifling. Y'all know it. There has to be reconciled too. How they robbing niggas, man. That shit crazy. Like, with, man, I'm telling you, and that's the thing, like, if we govern ourselves, if the only alternative for child support is trust. Private trust. Right? Between a man and a woman. And the beneficiary is the children. The children's foundation. That's $1 trillion worth of game right there. You feel me? If man and woman can come together privately and start private enterprises, like what I'm telling you about right now, if they both have a book of business, right? One can have one state, one city, the other one can have another city. And they both can get freight out of that city and make way much more than what the woman is trying to extract from the man in child support. That don't make no sense. By the way, I'm not on that, knock on wood. But what I'm saying is that these are alternatives. Ways of, instead of trying to like milk the father, why don't you try to milk the system? Why don't you try to milk the economy? The opportunity is there, and you can make a lot much more than what you're trying to get off your hands. You feel me? And then that shit y'all can both pass that book of business down to your kids. So by the time they graduate college, not only will that fund the college, you know what I'm saying? They fund their colleges, but Now they have a direction of where they want to go based off of the shit that y'all doing, because there's the transportation, just like any other industry, has a derivative market. And the derivative market is technology. You feel me? Is commodities. Is commercial real estate. Do you feel what I'm saying? So we lack because of ignorance. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You feel me? So we have to, like, just imagine that. Imagine if I went to a conference this year in Minnesota, and I was at the YMCA up there. Matter of fact, do I have a picture? Let me see if I got a picture. This is, yeah. People like, you Muslim? I'm like, nigga. My temple, my body is my temple. My body is my mosque. Do you understand what I'm telling you? That's why most mosques have a dome, because I have a dome on the top of my head top. You feel me? Look at my daughter. Man, Allah blessed me with beautiful children. That's why I'm like, again, if you obedient to the Creator, what Biggie say? Two niggas don't mix, man. It just don't. For real, that ain't, you know what I mean? Let me see. I might have a video of it. Here we go. I'm getting close. Let me see here. Here we go. Shout out to Rod. Sitting here counting my blessings. I think this is it right here. Yeah. Look at that. Look at this. This is in Minneapolis, downtown. And they have, you see, the whites are getting. It's because they taking, I'm not mad at the white folk. You feel me? Look at that. Unequal opportunity. But that's because we don't take advantage of the opportunity. They say Negroes a year. This is per year. Asians. We are the Asiatics. But shit, man. For real. Okay, look. I want to ask you a question. If somebody said, okay, you got to pick one. pick a box at this point. Are you going to pick black or are you going to pick Asiatic? I know I'm marked as Asiatic, real shit. Especially if you get 112,000 a year. I bet you Negroes wouldn't call themselves black if they had money attached to that shit. How much money? Shit, I classify as white. Again, white just mean pure, my G. Get that? They came before Columbus. It'll tell you that we was considered white. We were the whites. You know what I mean? That's crazy, bro. I had that. Yeah. And the reason why that our incomes is that low is because we depend on a system that really never had anything to do with you. That shit never had nothing to do with you, my G. And then, like, again, what they're doing is they're like, okay, it's warfare. They not, bruh, war is not about guns and weapons. It's about strategy. It's about the art of war. The art of war. So they're like, okay, yeah, we'll give you $800 a month for child support. I mean, not child support, but food stamps. But you can't claim that the father can't be in that house. He can't be in that house, and we're gonna inspect it. Man, okay. So do you understand? Now, The children is growing up in broken homes, so they don't have that again, and so they're trying to block the father out in so many different ways, right? So now that's gonna feminize the young the young boys, right? And it's gonna make the young ladies feel like they don't need no men. So like that's that's like killing two birds in one stone. Then they gonna grow up feeling like they don't need no man. So of course they gonna go depend on Uncle Sam. The state is replacing the father. You feel me? And the state is de facto. Ain't even supposed to exist. These states not supposed to exist. These are military operations. If you really study history and you know, then you'll see that the state not your friend, that's your enemy. Trading with the enemy, dog. And that's what our people has always did. We fought against each other and allied with the real enemies. You feel me? Because the enemy ain't like, you are are your ops. But you like, dang, you don't like my ops either? So we gonna work with you. That's what it is. It's never been about race. Shit never had nothing to do with race. Had nothing to do with race. And see, the thing is, when we do that, again, it hurts our economy. We could be like, and I'm not trying to, like, I don't want to be the one that's like trying to present this shit to people. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be, but nobody else is doing it. So I got to be the one to do it. And, you know, it's sad. I get tired. I'm like, man, I give up on niggas, man. Like, I really do, because, like, I have to withstand rocks being thrown at me and still be like, look, I'm still here for y'all. Even though y'all throwing these rocks, I'm like, we still missing out on so much equity by our own demise. You feel me? And it's like, you can go out and get a whole fleet of trucks, but I guarantee, if you go get a whole fleet of trucks today, you're not going to get no work unless you come with us. Real shit. That's real talk. So you can put your ego aside. I'm like on the other side of ego. What did I say? What's my word? What do I say? Knowledge. What you don't know is greater than your ego. What you don't know is greater than your ego. And I'm going to end on that note.